You were never meant to live a life where you come in last to everything and everyone, including yourself. If you've ever felt like choosing yourself first is wrong, it's because you've been conditioned to disappear with grace. It's not strength, it's self-neglect disguised as duty, and it's killing your spirit. You're simply suffocating under roles that require you to erase yourself in order to feel accepted or successful. This is not the moment you hesitate. This is the moment you recognize that everything you've been praying for is coming together. You were never meant to live a life where you come in last to everything and everyone, including yourself. And most of us have never experienced what it actually feels like to stand in our rightful position. And let me say this with precision. You are powerful, you are divine, and you were created with purpose and intention. And the only reason you've ever experienced otherwise is because we're living within systems that benefit from our exploitation. You were designed with a creative life force within your DNA, and that DNA stores ancient codes that tell the story of humanity. You are the blueprint. You are the essence and the legacy of creation herself. You are not here to play small roles in someone else's story. You're here to create your own. So I need you to understand this before we go any further in this video. Your power or your divinity was never the issue. Your position has been. And before we unpack that any further, I would like to take a pause to invite you to subscribe to this channel. I created this space for Black women who understand that there must be more to life than what we're currently experiencing. This space is for the woman who is ready to unapologetically pursue the next level of Black women's liberation. This space is for those of us who aren't just hoping for something better. It's for those of us who are ready to create it ourselves. And if this energy is already resonating with your spirit, then you know that this space was designed with you in mind. This is not a space where you benefit as a byproduct of the message. This is not a space where you have to wait and gather up the crumbs of someone else's vision. This space is for you. It centers you, your experience, and the next level that we're going to achieve together. So lock in, get comfy, because we're about to change the trajectory of life as we know it. So let's get back into the topic at hand, because what we're about to discuss is crucial for our next level. If you've ever felt like choosing yourself first is wrong, it's because you've been conditioned to disappear with grace. You've been conditioned to be agreeable, selfless, strong, available, and to prioritize everyone else's needs except your own. And I have to tell you that this is not humility. It's not a moral high ground. It's erasure. And the even bigger truth is you cannot build a life around everyone else's wants and desires and expect to be in alignment with your own purpose. And deep down, your spirit has been screaming this to you for years. That dull ache at the end of each day, that subtle, consistent frustration running just beneath the surface, that feeling that something in your life is just off. That feeling isn't confusion. That's the clarity of your spirit trying desperately to break through. And you keep trying to fix your life when nothing is actually wrong with you. You're simply living in a position that was never yours to maintain. So let me say it more clearly and a bit more direct. Your life is misaligned because you keep giving first place energy to people and systems that put you last, if in any place at all. And you know exactly the type of people and systems I'm talking about. Those who expect you to show up full speed and full attention at everything, but never consider showing up for you. The spaces that demand your emotional, mental, and physical energy, but never offer the safety or the space to recover that you deserve. And I'm most definitely talking about the relationships that benefit from everything you have to offer while giving no support or care in return. And then all of those spaces and all of those people have the nerve to look in your face and call it strength and endurance. And here we're going to call it exactly what it is. It's not strength, is self-neglect disguised as duty, and it's killing your spirit. Real strength builds you up. Real strength nourishes you. It honors your boundaries, your time, and your needs. So again, I'm going to name it clearly. What you've been modeling is not strength. It is a form of survival. And living in a constant state of survival mode has its cost. So while we're naming things clearly, I want you to really take it in that you're not struggling. You're simply suffocating under roles that require you to erase yourself in order to feel accepted or successful. These are roles that you inherited within systems that were designed on your exploitation, not roles that you necessarily agreed to from a conscious place. In these roles, people cheer you on and praise you while silently draining the life force from you. And we've reached a moment in time where everything in your mind, body, and spirit is rejecting that cycle. It's rejecting that cycle because you're finally waking up. You're finally realizing that you were never meant to be a background character in your own life. And while it may feel like it at times, this awakening is not a crisis. It's the beginning of necessary correction. So if this is landing for you and something in your spirit is saying, this is for me, I ask that you share this with another Black woman who needs to hear this message too. Because we were always meant to heal together, to elevate together, and to shift the trajectory of our reality in harmony. So take a moment and share the link because you never know whose breakthrough is on the other side of your generosity. But let's keep it moving. I want you to know that this misplacement didn't start with you. You inherited a world that was built on your brilliance, your power, and your ingenuity. But nothing about the framework of this world was built with you as a priority. Our ancestors were conditioned to view self-sacrifice as a moral high ground. So many were conditioned to be loved for what they could give and not for who they were. And we've seen that play out generation after generation. So now, for many of us, when we finally start to choose ourselves first, it can feel unnatural. It might also even feel like stepping outside of the lines of what's safe or good. But the reality is, you're actually stepping back into alignment. You're becoming the woman that your bloodline has been begging to return. You're the correction that they prayed for. Black women first is not a slogan. It's a cultural correction and a return to rightful order. When you make this shift, your life begins to change. Your relationships improve, your boundaries become more firm, your standards begin to rise, and your path becomes clearer. And yes, along this path, some people that you love dearly may fall away, and that's fine because you're not losing anyone, especially not if they are standing between you and your divine purpose, because there is no benefit in any gain that costs you your soul. And this movement is your homecoming. So Black women, if this message is awakening something in your spirit, if you find yourself saying, yes, this is what I've been feeling but haven't had the words to say, then hear me clearly. This space is for you. Unveiling In is the space where those of us who refuse to live another day in last place come together. This space is for the women building in power, strategy, and spiritual authority. It's for those of us shaping the next era of Black womanhood. So if you want to be a part of that shift, and if you want to be in a community where Black women are put first, this is where you belong. Subscribe, share with other aligned women, and stay connected. This is not the moment you hesitate. This is the moment you recognize that everything you've been praying for is coming together. Because I'm telling you, together we heal, together we thrive, and together we transcend. And the time is now. So wherever you are, wherever you go, remember, Black women first, always.